Is that my name?
Hey everyone, it's Jamie from BestNerdLife. I did a video a few months ago talking about how the UK retailer Argos was essentially purging their entire stock of 3DS games for like ridiculously low amounts of money. Now I completely understand that because, as you probably well know, the 3DS has officially been discontinued. However, I plan to get a lot more hours of entertainment out of this thing, so I jumped at the chance to get lots more 3DS games. In that video I talked about 4 games: Metroid Federation Force, Yokai Watch, Codename Steam, and Chibi-Robo Ziplash. All games of varying quality. In this video I'm going to be talking about 6 more games I got from Argos, all complete, in box, packaged up, new, all that kind of stuff, for less than £4 each individually. Some of them, at least half, were actually below £2. That's right, new completely sealed games for less than £2. Fantastic, right? First up, let's talk about Yokai Watch 2 Bony Spirits. Now this comes from Level 5, a studio that I absolutely adore because they did Dark Cloud, Dark Chronicle and Ni no Kuni in the past, and this is a sequel to the original Yokai Watch. And it's kind of gone down the whole Pokemon route where it now has 2 games, and each game has individual yokai that you can collect and trade with your friends and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a huge fan of the Yokai Watch series, but I'm always up for getting products from Level 5. So yeah, it's in my collection now and I'll get around to playing it at some point. Next up is Mario & Luigi Paper Jam Bros, and this is kind of like a turn-based RPG type thing, which I'm really adoring. This is probably one of my favourite games that I got in this entire bundle, and it was only £1.75, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm enjoying this so very much. It's really getting me into the whole Mario & Luigi thing. I haven't played many Mario games outside of like Mario Odyssey and stuff like that, so it's really interesting to see the spin-offs and all that kind of stuff, the collaborations and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really enjoying this game at the moment. Next up is Teddy Together, and I literally only got this game because it was £1.25, and I can say that I got a 3DS title for £1.25. It's definitely not up my alley. It's kind of like a virtual pet type thing, like Tamagotchi, but it's a teddy bear, and it has this really creepy, like, synthetic voice thing where you can call it things and it'll repeat it, and yeah, it's strange, and you've got to experience it to understand it.
Is that my name?
Next up is Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushido, which is actually a title that is also on the Nintendo Switch, but I've got it for 3DS, and this cost me, I believe, £2.49 if I'm remembering correctly. And honestly, this is like one of the biggest collection of like Japanese parody tropes that I've ever seen in my life. You follow either a boy or a girl who discovers Sushido, which is the art of making sushi, and you match different types of sushi together and send it over to your enemies, and that hurts them or something. And yeah, the story itself is crazy. You can collect monsters that have different effects, and yeah, it's a ridiculous game. It's got a fairly unique story, and the intro is like ridiculously good. Like, I really like the intro to it, for whatever reason. Next up is Dylan's Dead Heatbreakers, which is kind of like a post-apocalyptic racer type thing where you drive around a post-apocalyptic world and there's animals everywhere and they talk and they shoot guns and whatever else. It's an interesting concept, of course, and you can actually change your Mii into an Amiimal, I think it's called. Yeah, and a Memeal. So definitely a game for furries out there. Lastly, let's talk about Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. This game only cost me £1.75, and I could not believe it because I absolutely adore the Monster Hunter series, especially the later games like Monster Hunter World, and I'm looking forward to the new Switch game that's coming out. And this game gives me an opportunity to have a portable Monster Hunter experience on the go before the Nintendo Switch version, and I'm honestly really loving it. For £1.75, I just could not say no. You know, you can hunt over 120 monsters, you can, get thousands of items and all that kind of stuff, and craft loads of armor, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. For the price that I got it at, just an absolute no-brainer. And yeah, those were my newest additions to my 3DS collection that I got from Argos for super duper cheap. And honestly, I really can't believe that I was lucky enough to get all these games for so cheap. Most of them sold out, and out of the 10 games that I've got from Argos, I think only 2 are still available. Obviously, there's still a few on there, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get even cheaper as time goes on. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out. In any case, if you enjoyed this video, then by all means like, comment, subscribe, all that social media goodness. And as always, keep living that best nerd life.